So the kit that you're going to be using today is our Just for Men's Beard and Mustache Dye. You can pretty much find this anywhere. It's at like Walgreens, Walmart, CVS. I believe it's anywhere from $7 to $8, but as you can see, the tubes are actually quite big. So if you're just using this specifically for your eyebrows, this can last you anywhere from 2 to 3 years, honestly. So yeah, you're going to just mix equal parts of both the developer and the color like you would with like a normal at-home hair dye kit. And it comes with this nice little bowl, so just mix it all together and it should look something like this. Now I will, just a quick tip here, if you're someone who's really messy with drawing your eyebrows in, I do not advise that you go in with this kit and just start immediately applying it to your eyebrows. I would at least use a white eyeliner and draw where draw the outline of your eyebrows where you would like them, and then from there start filling them in, because this dye will, like any normal dye, get on your skin and it will kind of tint your skin as well. And you don't want to have some chunky looking or really messy brows, so I would definitely do that if you're someone who's really messy with drawing on your eyebrows. But I do have a clean face already, and I'm just going in with my spoolie, just brushing out how I like my brows. And again, I'm using an angled brush. This is what I normally draw my eyebrows in with my my dip brow kit, or my dip brow pomade, whatever. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just going ahead and filling them in like I normally would, and I do this often, so I didn't need to outline them first. Now like any dye, it does take time to set and actually start changing colors. As you can see, it's kind of darkening up because I do let it sit for just a moment because I was talking, but I normally let it sit anyway until I can kind of see the dye, because if you just start putting it on immediately, you aren't going to see it. It'll get darker as you're applying it. And as you see me show, these do come in different colors. The color that I'm using is the darkest brown, but they have all different shades. So definitely, find which one works best for you. But yeah, this color works good for me. It is my favorite one. Actually, I've tried another one. There's one called Richest Brown. It's kind of like this one, but it looks a little bit better, honestly. But yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. I am just going to continue to fill these in. Now, if for some reason you are to make a mistake and get this on your skin, I would immediately go in with your finger and just kind of wipe this off. You don't want to wait. I know people sometimes say take a Q-tip with some alcohol and wipe it off, but by the time you do that, honestly, it is going to already set in your skin and you're going to have to wait for it to fade. So immediately, if you see that you make a mistake, go in with like your fingernail if you have one and just kind of slightly scratch it. Don't really dig into your skin or anything like that, but slightly scratch it off. That way it doesn't tint your skin. And yeah, just kind of get these as even as you possibly can. Now I have a chicken pock in the front of that eyebrow that I'm doing right now, so I try and fill it in here. As you'll see, I just kind of see if it'll kind of tint as much as it can. But yeah, my eyebrows are actually not really uneven. It's just the simple fact that the beginning of one of my brows has a chicken pox, so they always seem to look uneven. Now once you're done filling them in, I would take a step back and just look in them in a regular mirror, kind of like I'm doing now. Sometimes when you're doing your eyebrows in like a magnified mirror, they look good up close, but then you zoom out and you're like, good gracious, they're completely uneven. So definitely take a step back and make sure that you get them exactly shaped how you like them, and then you're pretty much just going to let it set. Now I let mine set for about 9 to 10 minutes. If this is your first time, I would try 5 minutes, and then once your 5 minutes is over, take it off completely and see if you like the color. If you don't, then you can reapply it for another 5 minutes. But because I know how these are going to turn out and I've done it multiple times, I am just going to leave it on for the full 9 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and wash it off. So this is pretty much what they look like after letting them set for about 9 minutes. I am going to go ahead and start wiping them off with a damp towel, and as you can see, they're already pretty tinted as I'm wiping them off. They're so tinted that I honestly don't ever have to fill my eyebrows in when I do this, just barely. But yeah, go ahead and start wiping these off with a damp towel, or if you're by a sink, of course, just rinse the dye off. But I personally just like using the towel. And then once you get all of the product out of your brows, you're just going to go on with whatever shampoo you currently have and just take a dot of it on your finger. I'm going to use just my Tresemme just because that's what I have, even though I don't really care for them. And I'm going to just kind of wash the rest of that product off of my eyebrows. So I pretty much just wipe the shampoo off with that damp towel again, and I just brush them out, making sure that they are in place and how I like them. Now, I would not recommend plucking or tweezing your eyebrows before you do this process. I like to do it after because you don't want your pores open and then you put the dye on. I just feel like you're asking for a problem if you do that. So at this point, that's where you see me actually kind of go in and actually clean up my brows. This step is absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for? It's up to you if you want to do this step. You do not have to pluck them afterwards because they're so tinted. Half the time I let them just grow out because nobody ever notices, or they're not noticeable that they're actually growing out of place because they're so dark, or they're so tinted, I should say. So yeah, you don't have to pluck them, but if you like to spruce them up a little more, then you definitely can. But I am going to go on with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and I am going to go ahead and just fill these in slightly just to show you what I would normally do when I'm doing my makeup. So I am going to go ahead and just slightly fill these in a little bit more. And this is pretty much how I always do my eyebrows, even if I'm not tinting them, of course, but every couple of weeks. I do it about maybe like 2 to 3 times a week. I normally do fill them in the same way every time I do my makeup. So yeah, this is pretty much how it goes, you guys. I hope this video was helpful or taught you something that you didn't know. Like I said, this this Just for Men's kit is pretty much everywhere, so I would look for, for $8, this is a great alternative to microblading. And if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much, I don't know if it's a new thing or what, but microblading is pretty much like tattooing your eyebrows. So if you've ever thought about getting them tattooed or microbladed, I would try this first because it kind of just shows you how effortless it is to just wake up and have beautiful eyebrows, especially if your eyebrows are a little bit scarce, or you have to absolutely fill them in every day. So yeah, this is a good idea of what microblading would be like, except it is a extremely cheaper alternative than that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. If you did learn anything from this video, give it a thumbs up, and definitely share it with a friend. And yeah, I hope to see you guys on my next video.